Hey Planty friends, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Sonia and this is Majestical Plants. Today will be the last session of my 4-part greenhouse tour. And if you have stuck with me throughout this journey, I want to say thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your support. So today we're going to talk about the last shelf in my greenhouse and the starter plants that I have propagated from my own mama plants. Let's turn the camera around and I will see you soon. Let's start with KSB01. It was sold to me as KSB01, but I have another one in my bedroom, which is like lime green. It's much lighter than this one, and the edges are very, very prominent black edges. This one, as you can tell, doesn't have any of those features. Therefore, I'm not sure if it is a KSB01. But I'm not changing her name. We'll just have to wait until she flowers to see if she is a KSB. This one here is another Phalansonii. And if you recall, I told you that I did have several of them. This one is the Snow Queen. And the Snow Queen is very dark and fuzzy, very pubescent on the bottom and on the top. Not sure if you're able to see that. But she is very dark compared to the other Phalansonii that I did show you. She has a lot of growth on the tendrils and on the bottom. See if I can show you there. There's a new growth point emerging. And she is one of my favorite Phalansonii because of the dark leaves. This is the Kiki. And I'm not going to sing it for you, but you know which one I'm talking about. The Kiki. She is very pretty, very simple leaves, and it's growing a lot. We're going to have to trellis her very soon. Maybe I'll trellis her this way. I tend to make sure that the tendrils do not point down because I don't want them to die. I tend to kind of pin them on the side here like this. That way the tendril has enough space to grow. Here's a clip. Let me clip her. There she is. Clipped and ready to continue to grow. There's a baby leaf right there. Can you see that baby leaf? Russell. Now the Russell, if you have seen pictures of this sunstress, I think, again, my opinion, he is one of the most beautiful sunstress Hoyas I've ever seen. But as I said many times, I do not sunstress my plants. Towards the front it's darker, but towards the back I only have one shade, and there's a huge tree, but you can see how bright it is. So he should be getting some sun stress, but he's not, and I'm okay with it. He is gorgeous and very bushy. Behind the Russell, I have the Golden Flame. And if you've seen my videos, my previous videos, I've told you that those leaves are one of my favorite leaves because of the features of the veins, the line Let me see if I can show you better. Here, okay. Those striking veins that go downwards on the elongated leaf are one of those favorite of features that I do enjoy on my Hoya. So yeah, this is the golden flame and getting extremely long. None of these that I've just showed you have flowered for me. I'm hoping that they will now that spring is here. I'm hoping that they do flower. Striking veining in the center. And this one came sunstressed. I bought this one from EFG Orchids. And it came sunstressed. It's been losing the sunstress because of probably not getting enough light. But those leaves are gorgeous. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this was. This is the Bordenii. The Bordenii. Hasn't flowered yet. I haven't, knock on wood or on plastic. I haven't had any fuss with her with pests. Nothing like that. Very easy going plant. Dimorpha. And this one is a pretty plant. I see her very feminine. I don't know. Do you see your plants that way too? Some are masculine. They have those masculine features and some have feminine features. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I see her as a very feminine, sexy woman. She is cute. She is thin with all those curves. I really do like this one. I don't know what the flowers look like. Haven't investigated yet, but I just like the shape of the leaves. I'm going to move some stuff over here so I can take my big mama and show you her. And this is my Australis Lisa. And I think I've shown you her many times. But she is, let me back up a little bit so you can see how big she is. She has a couple of yellow leaves, which is okay. It's normal. I don't worry too much. The Lisa, for some reason, a lot of people say she's difficult. I have propagated her many times. And let me show you her roots. This is not very feasible. Again, it all depends on your environment. It could be because she lives in a greenhouse. She's doing well. But she, for me, has been very easygoing. I do have to water her. She is a thirsty baby. But that is the Australis Lisa. I love that variegation on those leaves. That one doesn't have a lot, but let me show you the back. When the new leaves emerge, if you can see here, they come out pinkish. And they are beautiful. The next one is the Rangsan. And the Rangsan has been with me for a very long time. I have sowed a lot of this baby. I just noticed she has 2 peduncles. It's the first time it will bloom for me. Not sure if you're able to see that. See that? 2 peduncles right there. And I wasn't even aware, so it probably had dropped. Oh no. It had flowered already. And I didn't know, so I didn't look one of its tiny flowers. I wasn't even aware that it was flowering. Okay. But yes, I'm excited because now that I do know that she has peduncles, I can keep an eye on her. Or him. This is a him. The Ransan. Interesting. This is the Potsy Splash. And I have a very clouded, overgrown greenhouse. I stepped on him and broke some of his leaves. You can see that there. Half of this one is broken. I apologized to him many, many times. And I put him on top so I won't step on him again. But that's the Potsy Splash. Very cute and rigid. He is very rigid, very firm. Kind of looks like the Ransan a little bit. This Hoya is the AH0753. And nothing special, nothing spectacular. Maybe when she grows up, she'll look a little different. But right now, her leaves are very succulent, very firm, very glossy. This is not splashes. They're like from the diatomaceous earth that I put on them when I purchased them. But this one has been with me for a little while now. Lao province or Laui province, and see a pattern here? Elongated leaves with those lines in the center of the leaf. How pretty those leaves are. They are wrapped around so many times that I need to get a bigger trellis for them or re-trellis them, but this one is screaming for help. All right, so that is the province, Loi province. This one next. This one is the RHM. That's all it came with. The seller did not have a specific ID on it. And I got it very inexpensive because of that. The bottom leaf is the original leaf. Let me see if I can show you. See that? That is the original leaf, and everything else was grown under my care. He is cute. This next one is the Lucent Andriana, or something similar to that. I don't know. Well, this leaf kind of does. Looks like it. This one does too. But the smaller leaves Well, they're still immature. But I feel like the smaller leaf looks more like a carnosa. To me, they look like my carnosas. What do you think? We're talking about the small ones, not the big leaves. These are in the center. I do have a large leaf that I think I did show you, but let me show you again. This is how big they can grow. I think I like them smaller because, as you can tell, I don't have the space for so many big Hoyas. So if they stay that small, I will be happy. Oh, this was given to me on a plant swap. I swapped her for a Dischidia, for this Dischidia. Oh, wait, she's tangled up with everything back here. This is that Dischidia apple. And I know that's not the scientific name, but I had propagated her and I swapped her for this philodendron glad hand. And she has not done anything since I got her back in October, fall. That's when the plant swap was. Hasn't done anything. She's in the same container, but just giving her some time to do whatever she wants. This is the last one to that top shelf. And this one is the SMS Journey. And again, I don't know. Some of these look very familiar to the carnosas. This kind of looks like a carnosa to me. It could be a hybrid of the carnosas. There's so many carnosas hybrid out there. Let me turn you around so I can show you a better picture of that first shelf. Okay, we'll go to the bottom shelf next. And right here, I already showed you this one, but I'm going to show you again because I just repotted her. This is the Snow Queen. I showed you this, I believe, in tour number 2. And you see those beautiful new leaves. Since she's been repotted, she's been pushing out new leaves. So I think she is enjoying her repot. She was in a terracotta pot and was drying out too much or too fast. And I decided to just place her in here. Repot her and she is doing fantastic. This is my silver dollar. My silver dollar was inside for about a year. And I feel like it kind of slowed down after those 2 big leaves. So I decided to move her to the greenhouse and see if the humidity and the warmth would promote new growth. This is one of my doi tang. And I have several of her. I really do enjoy this one. Those plump leaves are gorgeous. Behind her, let me see if I can move her. She is, who are you, baby? Oh, I think this is my Joelle. One of my Joelles. It was a cutting that I rooted. And he's growing. He's growing here. He's liking it. He was in my bedroom for a little bit, and ever since I've placed him here, He's been growing so much faster. This one was a gift. It's the Brighton, and he was on top on those shelves back here, and I moved him here to a darker spot, and his new leaves are darker. That's what I like. This one is the Louisa Silver, and she is giving me new growth, and the new growth is silver. So she is doing what she is supposed to be doing. I have another Doing Tong. And again, since I've placed her here in this darker spot, her leaves are coming out darker and much, much prettier. I feel, and I've said this many times, that I don't like to sun stress my Hoyas because I feel like green, they're healthier. They just look healthier. This is the Magnifica, and I bought her from BRB in Palm Street. And she doesn't look like much now, but wait until she grows up. Oh, she is gorgeous. This one is the Goma, Ache Goma. And I was afraid I was going to lose this baby. She is one of those rare finds, and I paid close to $40 for those two yellow-looking leaves. And I was devastated when I saw her, and she was burned by the sun on those shelves. But you can see she's doing great here. This baby is the Rigidifolia. No, she is a Rigida. And she is naturally limey and speckly and beautiful. Also got her from Palm Street. This here is the Nova Gray, I believe. Yes, the Nova Gray. And the difference between her and the Nova Ghost is that this one is a little bit more speckly than the Nova Ghost. Let me see if I can find the Nova Ghost, and we can compare them side by side. You see how deeper the silver color is on this leaf, and how speckly you can see a little bit more greenish on these leaves than you do on that on this one. So this is the Nova Ghost, and this is the Gray Ghost. They say that in order for the Gray Ghost to maintain its coloration, it needs a darker spot than the Nova Ghost. And so far, when I learned that, I decided to put her up closer to the sun and to bring this one down here where he gets less sun. And so far, what I've read has been true. This beauty here, also very cute, is the Guang Bing. I'm not saying that correctly, but I'm going to show you. Guang Bing. And I don't know whose handwriting that is, if that's a G or an A at the end of the N, but it doesn't matter. I don't buy plants because of the flower, but because of the foliage. This one, this poor baby, I moved her down here with no tag. Therefore, I'm going to have to investigate what she is. And hopefully she will get darker. The new growth will come in darker, because I am not liking those yellow leaves. Here, my Caudata, which I showed you in part 1, Caudata Sumatra, she is growing a lot. See all that new growth? Love the dark leaves. This is a Penny Street, and she's over there, her trellis, her stake. Oh, I could probably take her down. Yeah, I did. Her stake, I don't see any new growth since I purchased her about 5 months ago. So hopefully she'll start growing soon. This is the golden eye. And I mentioned in part 1 that she was looking sad and I was afraid that she was not going to make it. But again, I placed her in a darker spot and she is doing great. So I think she likes the darker spot. This is a cutting of my Forbetii. And this is a flagellata. Yeah, it's a flagellata, which is now a caudata. Look at those new leaves. They're so shimmery. And it feels just like a caudata, and the flowers are very similar to a caudata. This one I got from B&B at Palm Street. Down here we have a lot of cuttings and a lot of propagations and a lot of, actually what I have down here are not propagations. They're already starter plants. So let me just show you very quickly. I have some ovobata, some fascipetiolata, some verticillata, some let me see what's this called, ranuensis, some obscura. Everything needs water here. That Bordenii, this beautiful splash. Is that a rank scent? Oh, that's an NAP03. There's a lacanosa true form. There's a choke or chook. This one looks like an obscura. There's a rotundiflora starter plant. Over here we have some more publicalis, lucrandesiana, cronianas. We have carnosa and publicalis. That's a hybrid and it's so cute. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? Let me see what else we have here. We have a fungii. So many. There's a Chelsea somewhere in here. An ovobata. David's cup. All right. Let's go to this side. And there we have a Forbetii right here. Let me double check. Is this my Forbetii? Yes, it is. Getting too much sun. Meaning I'm going to have to find another spot for it. Let's put it down here. I showed you the Snow Queen. It's going back to a spot. This is the Publicalis Super Splash, and she is not minding the sun at all. She is growing. That's gorgeous. And this one I got her from Rick and Swiffer. That was a free gift. 1 leaf cutting from Rick and Swiffer. I bought the Meridii, was the one I purchased, and that came as a gift. This here is another quinquenervia. I don't like the circle trellis, but I had several in this type of trellis before I started buying the bamboo hoop. And I like the hoops better than the trellis, the circle ones, but The quinquenervia doesn't mind it, so I'm just going to keep her there. There's some new growth there. Do you see that? All right, this one here is the reverted AH074. And she's cute. She's reverted, but she's cute. She kind of looks like a calyx, right? I'm going to put it right there. Maybe she'll get some more sun and some miracle happen and I get some more splashy. This one is, oh my. Be careful with those new baby leaves. This is, Imperialis. Imperial? Let me look. Imperialis. And those leaves are huge. Very, very cute. Look at those baby leaves, so long, elongated. Yeah, the Imperialis, and I love those leaves. And she's doing great here. She's getting a lot of sun. This poor baby, oh my goodness. Surigoensis. I don't know what to do with her. I might cut her and repropagate her, but she is looking sad and is not one of my favorites, but I'm going to try and save her. This one is the Rosita. And Rosita's going crazy. She went out of her trellis and is just going wild. That's the Rosita. My Wilbur Grace China. I have cut her several times to sell and to propagate for plant swaps. I am not sure if I want her here where she's getting a lot of sun or if I want her in the back. I have two. I'm trying to investigate which one does better for her. A darker spot or a bright spot. This one here, let me see who she is. This is the PNG 432. How cute are those leaves? I have to find some time to trellis. You see all those baby leaves? PNG 432. Here's my other Wilbur Grace China. And with a lot of growth. New leaves. This is one of my Cumingiana. Cumingianas are just wild. They grow as they wish. There's no stopping them babies. This one here is the Irina. And Irina is a little difficult. I have to admit, it's taken her about 2 years. And that's about all it has given me. But she's growing. I better not complain. She's giving me new babies, new leaves, so let's not complain. Here we go. That's the Irina. All right, let me put the Forbid CI back and show you quickly what I have on this side here. Not too much. These are all, well, mostly propagations and started plants. Here is a poor carnosa that was getting too much sun and needs some watering. And I placed her here in this darker spot. Maybe she'll do better now. Here's some more starter plants. That's a viola down here. Back here, here is a fungi, Bordeniae. Here is a Sanji. Oh, poor babies. They're all dried. I have to water them. It gets so hot in here. Here's my Paraíso Verde. And if you heard, what I heard is that heat makes the variegation on the leaves. So far, I mean, I put her here about 3 weeks ago, but so far I have not seen any new variegation. But I do see 2 new leaves there, so hopefully I will be seeing variegation soon. Here, I showed you this hanging one that was the Lucrandesiana. We already discussed that one. And here are some more propagations. That's the Sabal, the Sarawak, more Chelsea, Carnosa, Rebecca, Shepardii, Campifolia. Over here we got some moss, just nothing in there specifically. I just throw some pieces in there and see what grows and what doesn't grow. Over here I have a Mican, the bone, it's called devil's bone, some sansevieria, some coffee plants. This is a crassipetiolata splash. And my fan is on. Here's some oregano. Here's some more Cuban oregano. Look at this beautiful variegation on that devil's bone. Monstera. What was that one? Stanleyana? Peru. Some peperomia. This is a succulent. I don't know what that is. It grew there on its own. This was a Ficus triangularis that did well for a while, but then declined. This is a Photos Shangri-La. Let's see what else we have. A couple more over here. Let me turn off this fan because it's loud. My Mandula, which I'm excited for. I love Mandulas. Who doesn't? I showed you my Elliptica narrow leaf already, but she is huge. She has been growing since I repotted her. Was almost about to lose her, but she needed a repot. This is a huge fungi and I see peduncles. Hopefully he will bloom for me because he's big. This is another Publicalis splash. And this one is this was called a green ghost, Hoya green ghost. And she looks very similar to the Publicalis. She's just very thirsty and has been burning with the sun. So I might have to find her a different spot. Over here I have a few more Jacinas and Severias and Viola. Thirsty. That's why. But that is it. That's the end of my greenhouse plants. Of course, I keep adding. Here's some more starter plants that I take to my plant swaps and I sell here at the house. Here's some more. There's some more. They're all over the place. But yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoy my greenhouse tours. This is number 4. So in my next video, stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be Hoya Care 101. We're going to go to the basics. I'm going to show you everything I have learned through taking care of my Hoyas for the last 2 years. We're going to talk from propagation medium to trellises, what kind of trellis I like to use. We're going to talk about my lights, the lights that I like to use. We're going to talk about the soils, the different kinds of soil, that my amendments that I use to take care of my Hoyas, to plant my Hoyas, to propagate my Hoyas. So don't you miss that one. That one's going to be an interesting one. I am working things up here. Haven't put it down in paper, but it's coming. Your comments. It's coming because I have read your comments about questions about how I care for my Hoyas. And I've been doing this for 2 years. It's not a lot. A lot of people have been taking care of Hoyas for ages, maybe decades. And I'm starting out new. So just take my advice with a grain of salt, and what applies to you, you can use, and what doesn't apply, don't use. It's all about your environment, your experience, your growing conditions. But I am going to share what I do with my Hoyas. And if you would like to see that, stay tuned for our next video. Thank you, my friends. Hope you enjoy the last section of my greenhouse, and I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed day.